Good morning. I'm Dr. Nikita Deshmukh. I'm an ENT surgeon and I'm working with KIMS Hospital at Kundapur. I wanted to discuss about the various reasons for a very common problem, that is giddiness. All of us have experienced giddiness or lightheadedness at some point of time. Now, from the ENT perspective, giddiness can be caused because of a number of reasons. Like what happens is the ear has two functions. One is hearing, the second one is maintaining balance. So whenever due to any reasons the inner ear signals going to the brain, if they are going to be unequal from the right and left side, that is usually manifested as giddiness or what we call as vertigo. So whenever there is an attack of vertigo, what usually happens is that the patient experiences a spinning sensation as if the things around the person are moving, and that is a very annoying symptom because obviously when you get these problems repeatedly, the person tends to lose confidence. They are scared to go out, drive and things like that. So if we have a clear understanding of the different causes of vertigo, it becomes easier to understand what has to be done for this. Now, what is one of the commonest reasons for vertigo is peripheral vertigo. Peripheral vertigo is the type of giddiness which happens because of the inner ear, and central vertigo, which happens because of the brain, is about 20 to 25%. Other simple things like low blood pressure also can give rise to lightheadedness, but there the typical vertigo symptoms may not be present. Now, how do we exactly understand what is the cause of vertigo? So let us go to the first common thing. Along with giddiness, if you are having pressure in the ear, ringing sensation in the ear, then it is likely to be a problem in the inner ear pressure. It is called as endolymphatic hydrops or Meniere's disease. So if this particular thing is present, then you have to take care of the diet. Salt restriction is important, and then you have to take some medicines to reduce the inner ear pressure. There are some specialized tests also which are available in order to diagnose this condition. The audiometry test, in which the hearing is tested, usually it is seen that the lower frequencies are affected, and there is also cochlear hydrops analysis test which will pinpoint whether there is Meniere's disease or not. So accordingly, it is not just like if there is a giddiness you take some tablets like beta-histine, vertin, Stemetic. We have to go to the root cause of the problem so that these attacks don't recur. Another important cause of vertigo is viral infections. Because of viral infections, what happens is the labyrinth gets irritated. So as a result of this irritative labyrinth, the patients will have severe episodes of vomiting, giddiness, and it will be difficult for them to move. Now this usually lasts for 2 to 3 days. After that, the body takes care of itself and the adaptation mechanism sets in, because of which the giddiness episode subsides on its own. But later on, the labyrinth becomes a little sensitive, so to come back to normalcy, usually it takes 3 to 4 weeks. So this particular problem is called as vestibular neuronitis, in which it is a viral infection that is affecting the inner ear. Sometimes hearing loss is associated with this. Now another important thing that we have seen is like if people go for diving or like scuba diving and kind of things, or in flights also, sometimes the sudden pressure change can again irritate the labyrinth and give rise to giddiness. And in extreme cases, there is a condition called as a perilymph fistula, that is inside the inner ear there is a small perforation which is produced, because of which the giddiness can happen. Another important cause is called as benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. This is very typical. In a particular position of the head, a very strong spinning attack happens, and that lasts for a few seconds or half a minute, but it's incapacitating vertigo. So for this particular thing, there are no medicines that are required. There is a test, a position test, which we call as the Hall-Pike's test. So if we do the particular position test, we know whether this is a benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, and the treatment is pretty simple. There is a maneuver in which the particles which have displaced from the inner ear and coming to the center and giving rise to giddiness have to be repositioned to their normal position. So that maneuver is called as Epley's maneuver, and Epley's maneuver is usually done by the doctor, the ENT doctor or the neurologist, whoever is well versed doing this particular maneuver. They can put the particles back to their normal position, and the severe vertigo which is there, the incapacitating vertigo, can completely be treated. So these are the common causes of giddiness, which is of ear, nose, throat origin, and nearly 80% of the vertigo cases are because of the ear, the inner ear basically. So if we are aware of this condition and cause of the condition is diagnosed, then it becomes really easy for the person also to understand what is exactly going wrong, and accordingly they can definitely get over this problem. It is a recurrent problem many a times, so adaptation exercises help. Neck exercises, shoulder exercises, eye exercises, sudden bending forward also should be avoided in such patients. And for a month or so after you get an episode of vertigo, it's a good idea to avoid two-wheelers or even driving for that matter in four-wheelers. So I think with this particular talk, you will get a brief overview about the vertigo and you will be able to handle the situation in a better way. Thank you.